You can start now.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Uh, Ducan Douglas, a specialist in marketing, admission, project management, special education needs from Global Service Education. And good afternoon to all the teachers. We are from Quranic Preneur School. Yeah. This is what we want to deliver to you.
Okay.
We started our school, not our school, but our institution, with a foundation 2014. We call it Suratul Irfan Al-Iqtisadi. Yeah.
Mhm.
We have right now Islamic education institution called in Indonesia we call pesantren. Pesantren
Yeah.
is Islamic boarding school, namely Rodotul Irfan. Pesantren Rodotul Irfan. And for
Okay.
formal education, we have SMP IT and SMA IT Irfani Quranic Preneur Bilingual School. Our intention or our mission or our objective is to create Islamic entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Our vision is to become a superior educational institution in the field of Dirasa Islamiyah and also entrepreneurship through Quranic approach and Irfani values. This is our mission, organizing Dirasa Islamiyah and entrepreneurial education and learning through the Quranic approach and Irfani values, organizing education and lesson in the Quran, entrepreneurship and foreign language, carrying out research and development of Quranic method, entrepreneurship and foreign language, and developing Tahsin or Tahfidz Quran Center and student entrepreneurship.
Okay.
It's our objective, Islamic entrepreneur. This is what we call it as Irfani values. Iman, Islamization as a pillar. Rasulullah as a role model. Fikr and zikr as a tool. Amal soleh as a proof. And Nasrul minallah, asking Allah's help to achieve the above values. Ilahi anta maksudi as our purpose. This is our model. This is become our differentiation. Our institution with another. In West Java. In Ciamis in West Java. So our foundation is Irfani values, and Quran, Hadith, Kitab Kuning is like Kutubut Turat. It's like books of our Islamic scholars.
Okay.
And also foreign language and entrepreneurship. So the top is we want to create Quranic preneur.
Okay.
Okay, it's our team, and we want to be international Islamic school. So right now we have memorandum of understanding is what is it? Books, Cambridge. Cambridge book is from Mentari, who distribute Cambridge books. Right now, we in terms of bilingual school, we do have 3 subjects. Using Cambridge book, which is science, English, and math.
Yeah.
Now we want to enhance our quality, and we want to more partnership with global. That's maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is your sort of view on? So, would you like to have the Cambridge curriculum, for example, implemented into your school, so that your students can, or maybe just some of your students can do Cambridge IGCSE or A level, or is there a different curriculum that you're looking at?
Yes. Firstly, actually, we are difficult to find a teacher who have competency in Cambridge curriculum. That's
Yeah.
the first problem. And
Hmm.
then because we are in a rural area, it's 6 hours from Jakarta.
Yeah.
Uh, with traffic jam, maybe more than 8 hours, yeah,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Jakarta.
Yeah.
So we but right now but later on lah we have Q&A, yeah. But firstly,
Yeah. Sure.
I
Yeah.
want to know more about your company,
Yeah.
and
Sure. Sure.
do we have to set up a new school which is from building and also from the team and also from
Mm.
curriculum which is all international uh, recognition, or we just need to uh, improve our quality with
Mm.
doing partnership with your company. That's maybe
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So yeah, I'll explain a little bit about who we are. So we our core business is to set up and operate international schools um, around the world. So we have schools in Malaysia and Saudi Arabia, other parts of the Middle East. We've done work in Vietnam and Thailand and China, and other places around the world, which all require different curriculums and different cultural understandings and things like that. Um, but in setting up and operating a school, there's lots of different sections.
Mm,
So I sent you our scope of work. So our scope of work starts with a feasibility study and financial plan.
mm,
So we go through to make sure that it makes sense to have a school and all of the finances that come along with it.
mm,
Um, the next part is which is sort of architectural design type thing. So if it's a greenfield brand new school, we'll talk with architects and come up with designs and do that as well.
mm,
The next bit though is probably what you're more aiming at, is sort of the accreditation, the curriculum, perhaps even teacher training, and things like that, which is also something that we offer. And just to say that we sort of have a 5-step process, but in our scope of work, but it doesn't mean that we always have to do all 5 steps. If you wanted, you can just pull out step 3, or pull out setting up a curriculum, or pull out just teacher training. So we can do that as well. We don't have to do everything um, in one go. So and we've done that before. So in different parts of the world, we've only implemented a curriculum, for example, in a school who needed help to implement a curriculum. So in so going back to our core business, after sort of that, it's all pre-set up. So we'll hire teachers, we'll hire leadership, we'll do teacher training, we'll implement the curriculum, whether it's Cambridge, American, IB, Australian, whatever it might be, we'll implement that curriculum. And then the final step, obviously, is managing the school directly. However, that's not something that you would be interested in. I'm sure you don't want us coming in and managing the school. We would leave that to you, obviously. So yeah, so like I said, you could just take some of our scope of work and say, can you come and help us set up Cambridge curriculum in our school? And maybe that doesn't mean setting it up straight away. Maybe there's boxes that need to be ticked first. Then you're ready to be an accredited Cambridge school, for example. So that's that's basically what we do, from that point of somebody's idea of a school all the way to the end. But there's bits in between that we can be specialist on, and do individual portions of that scope of work. Yeah, so our company is American based. I'm actually British, but the owners of the company are an Australian and an American, and they operate and they run the business. Like I said, we've got schools all over the world at the moment, and we're increasing that number as we speak. Um, we don't actually have any, even though I live in Jakarta at the moment, we don't actually have any schools in Indonesia that we operate at the moment. It's something that we would like to change, but um, having lived here in the country, I understand a little bit more about the culture and the education system to a degree. So yeah, I guess that's a bit about us. And I sent you obviously a few different documents and things that also should explain a little bit about who we are and what we do. Um, so coming back to what I think what you're asking is that you want to become a more recognized international school with international accreditation. And I guess the main question is, what curriculum are you looking to implement? Because you mentioned Cambridge books that you already have, so Cambridge is probably the simplest to incorporate because it's more sort of ticking. It's making sure that you have everything ready, and someone from Cambridge will come around and tick the boxes and say, you have this, and yeah, you're ready to be a school. I guess the balance would then need to come in how much of Cambridge do you want versus how much of what you're currently doing. So you'll need to balance what the curriculums are in terms of what national standards are and what your international standards are, plus what your individual standards are as a school. Because it sounds to me like you're quite a specialist type of school in terms of your niche is quite individualistic, I guess, without understanding a huge amount about the market. But yeah, so is Cambridge something that you're wanting to pursue, I guess, is my question.
Yeah, actually, when Googling about GSE, we are looking for the franchise because
Okay.
what is it? We do have uh, uh, building, but still uh, not international recognized yet. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
right now, I need maybe if for instance we choose step number 3, we want to
Mm.
know about uh, how to manage our school with Cambridge curriculum
Mm-hmm.
and how do we find the right teacher, yeah, on
Okay.
the right place on our place.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
What
Okay.
about that?
Understood. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. So I guess there's something that we do. I'm not sure if I sent it or not. We've got something that's called a smart school model. So it's more where GSE will provide you with, let's say, a lot of documentation and policies and standards that you need to keep up in order to sort of be an international school. We would then make visits to the school, let's say 3 to 6 times a year, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
where we could do training with management,
Mm-hmm.
training with teachers, and also helping the non-academic side of the school as well.
Mm.
So this is sort of a smart school model, we call it. So it's more hands off from GSE. We wouldn't be operating. There's another model as well, which is where you basically take your hands off the wheel and you tell GSE, we want you to run the school completely for us, and you're there, but we'll run the school for you. So that's the other option. But that means that we would be sort of the decision makers in everything. Whereas in the smart school, it's a little bit of a different, more of a hands-off approach. So there's sort of a few different options there as well. Yeah. But we can, depending on your needs, we can like come up with a system that works for everybody, for example. We don't have to stick exactly to what our documents sort of say. It can be sort of a bit pick and choose, like a tailor-made approach as well. Yeah, so there's a number of different options that we could try and help you with for sure. Obviously, we would come on to prices and things later and whatever, but yeah.
Can you, give us an example of smart school that you built maybe in Malaysia or other country? Or maybe I need an example how GSE start to set up school in
Okay.
based on your experience.
So we have a school currently in Malaysia called Kingsgate International School. So it's in Kuala Lumpur. So we are currently operating that school full time. It's GSE controls the school, but we've been controlling the school for 6 or 7 years now. And what's going to happen now is that we will begin to sort of phase away from like day-to-day management into more of a smart school model, where it's GSE will make site visits, we'll make sure that standards are kept high. We will stay in touch with the school principal, and they can sort of come back with questions and ask questions whenever they want. If there's any need for curriculum changes or other visits and things like that, then we would do that too. But that's one of the schools where we're sort of phasing from full-time management down to sort of a lesser smart school model. Other smart school models, we're not actually running any at the moment because all of our other schools so we're opening some schools in Saudi Arabia soon and in North Africa, and they'll be full management models. So GSE will run the school from a location. Yeah. But our best example is that school in Malaysia. Yeah.
Okay. Then is that the partnership between GSE and government of Malaysia or with individual person?
It's with an individual. It's with so we don't own anything and we don't invest in anything. We're purely consultants, basically. So we are paid a management fee from the individual in Malaysia that owns the building, owns the land, owns the school. They make all of the financial transactions. They pay the staff, but we consult and we sort of say, but all of the decisions are made by us. Yeah.
Okay. Even from the designing the school, the building of the school.
Yeah. But for example, this school in Malaysia was we redesigned it from being what was supposed to be a mall, and we redesigned it to become a school because the owner changed their mind sort of during construction. But we work with a number of different architects. We can recommend architects, or we would work with local architects and designers to come up with ideas for buildings and what are required in the spaces for sort of the school to run and be effective. Yeah.
Okay. What about the student from when the school is running fully by GSE, do you
Mhm.
have any responsibility to what is it, to get the student also?
Oh, so for like marketing and admissions and things like that. So we will come up with in all cases where we're managing the school or pre-opening, we'll be running marketing campaigns. We'll be hiring the staff in the non-academic section of the school, and training them up to be marketing people or admissions people, or working with the skills that they already have, like hiring them as a marketing person, but training them up to sort of to be an admissions person at the school, and following a marketing plan or strategy that we would have put in place depending on the location that we're in. For example, if you're in the middle of a city, it's more sort of your location is smaller to catch people, maybe because of traffic or whatever, or social media might be the best strategy. Whereas if you're rural, maybe it's not social media, maybe it's more word of mouth. It's maybe going around the local neighborhoods and the local towns and doing it that way. So depending on the location, we would come up with different strategies on how you can find students. Yeah. I was going to ask, is your school a boarding school at the
Yes,
moment, or it's a
boarding
boarding
school.
school?
Boarding
Okay,
school.
okay, right. What percentage of people are boarding at your school? Is it 100%
All of them.
or all of them?
Yes, all of them.
Okay, okay. So that comes into the strategy of the marketing and the admissions and things like that. So yeah, yeah.
Mhm, mhm. Uh, so, uh, I mean, how much the cost? Yeah, if we want to do a partnership. If, for instance, how much the cost if start from the beginning, set up a school, or just like in Malaysia? Malaysia.
It I can probably give you a few figures. So um, things like feasibility study and financial plan, if you require something like that,
Mm,
would be around about sorry, I'm going to talk in US dollars. So about 10,000 US dollars for a feasibility study and financial plan.
mm,
Um, the next stages depend on really what you want to have out from us. Do you want us to design the school, work with
mm,
architects from the full vision of it?
mm,
Obviously, architects in themselves and building a building is an expensive enterprise anyway. That's going to cost a lot of money. So our costs on top of that could be. I'm just trying to think of a good example. Potentially somewhere around sort of. So I'm going to put it together. So like stage 2, 3, and 4. So pre-opening, there would be like a cost of somewhere around 70 to 80,000 dollars.
if make it, separately, for instance, designing school or
Yeah.
just curriculum or school management, how much?
So
On
school management. Um, so if we were going to manage the school for you, what we would be doing is there would be a fee, which depends. So we've done fees from which would be per year. We've done from about 120,000 USD up to 200,000 USD per year. Or if the profit of the school is more than 6% of profit as well. Yeah, I'd have to check that. So it's like either or. So there's a minimum fee that would be paid, and then but if the 6% of profit was higher, then that would take over the minimum fee.
Can you explain in the detail how do you manage the school? So,
Yeah.
120,000 USD for a year is for managing school, right?
Yeah.
Can you explain to us how do you manage the school?
So we would be responsible for everything in the school. So the day-to-day running of everything in the school, hiring all of the teachers, working with training the teachers, putting in the curriculum, writing all the policies, everything that you can think of day to day would be under our sort of scope, from buying new equipment if needed, or replacing new equipment, or firing teachers and replacing them with different teachers should there be problems. Working with senior management as well. So literally everything we would be doing to make the school a success. Yeah. Everything non-academic as well, like I've said. So HR, finance, marketing, admissions, everything would be covered through us. Yeah.
Okay. And in Malaysia, the teacher is from all around the world or just from Malaysian?
So the homeroom teachers are either from UK, US, native English speaking countries, I'll say. But they're supported by some local specialists, for example, Bahasa Malay, PE, history, something like that would be a local teacher. But most of the specialists, most of the homeroom teachers that are teaching the Cambridge curriculum in that school are native English speaking teachers. Yeah.
How much the percentage of international teacher in school that GSE manage?
It depends. So we're going to be doing a school in Libya quite soon. So we're doing the planning for that at the moment. It's more likely that will be probably 70%, 75% sort of local and 25% expat. But our school in Malaysia is more the other way around. So it's more maybe 70% expat, 30% local. So it depends on the costing and what can be afforded. So if you want foreign teachers in the school from the UK or US, they're very expensive. So your tuition fees need to be high in order to afford that. So it really comes into what the tuition fees are to how many foreign teachers you can employ. If you want like the expat from the UK or something like that. If you want sort of a good teacher, but they're not, let's say UK, US, maybe they're from South Africa or Middle East or Malaysia or India, something like that. That's maybe where like the step down in tuition fees comes. So it all comes down to the tuition fees that you're charging. Yeah.
If we need, for instance, cognitive teachers, do you have any network for that?
Yeah, we've got a big network of teachers all over the world that we can access. Yeah.
Okay. Normally, if for instance we want to one native teacher for our school, how much do you have to spend?
Expat. So first you'd have the salary, which would be In Indonesia, you're probably looking, I want to say about 30 to 35,000 USD for sort of a good quality. I'm just going to give it a good quality British teacher who can teach Cambridge. You're looking at about 30 to 35,000, I would guess, USD. Plus, you would need to cover their accommodation costs in and out of the country as well, and the visa expat teacher. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm. About 15 to 18, I would say at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. That's from kindergarten through to grade 10 at the moment.
Okay. What about cost for training our teacher?
Okay. The cost for teacher training. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just looking through my computer.
Okay.
I think I have a document that has that. If I can't find it, then I'll get back to you with that. Okay, so sorry, I'm just looking at a sort of a version that we've done before. If you just wanted us to do some teacher training, we could do something that would be about $1,000 a day. We could do some teacher training for. Yeah.
$1,000 a day.
Yeah. So let's say you had, I don't know, 15 teachers that you wanted trained in a certain way. I think we would charge about $1,000 a day, plus you would pay for whatever member of staff to fly in and out, and then probably a hotel for. I think what we would do is say it would be a minimum of 2 or 3 days. So automatically that makes it $2,000 to $3,000. Plus, let's just say plus airfare plus hotel. Yeah.
Okay. And what is the curriculum that you want to deliver to our teacher with that cost? What are the
Yeah, so it would depend. So obviously, if you're wanting to implement Cambridge curriculum, then we would focus the training on Cambridge teaching styles. But that can be, I guess it's difficult because training doesn't necessarily have to follow the curriculum. I'll give an example of our school. So that school in Malaysia, it's Cambridge, but there's a philosophy behind the school of international baccalaureate as well. So although we're not an international baccalaureate school, a lot of the teaching methods would follow international baccalaureate, but we're teaching towards a Cambridge framework. Does that make sense? So it really depends on what you are after, or let's say what we maybe identify as the weaknesses in the teaching staff currently, and it's about bringing those weaknesses into strengths. Yeah. So it's a little bit hard to say, but there's a whole range of programs that we would put together in order to match and fit the needs of your school and your teaching staff. Yeah. And that would be Shanna, one of the CEOs of our company. One of the co-founders of our company. So she's sort of an expert in curriculum and training. So she would be able to give you a much more in-depth overview of something like that, should we sort of pursue that further. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Lely, do you have any question? Miss Laili, sorry. Or Mr. He, do you have any question? What does smart school model means? Actually, I still don't understand about that.
The smart school, okay. So it's more of a mentoring program, I would say, where the school is already in operation. So we're not going to be doing any designing or things like that. So the school is already there, but we would provide you with the correct policies, handbooks and guides. If it needed to be like redoing job descriptions or almost doing an audit of your school to then show where you can improve for all the way through the school. So from curriculum through to non-academic, through to management, down to the teaching assistants and things like that. So yeah, so it's everything that you sort of need. If it needed to be marketing, like doing more branding and things, it would be that. So it's a miniature version of operating the school. It's just less hands-on. So we would do more visiting and more remote work. Maybe we're doing Zoom, so we would Zoom with staff during the weeks and things like that. We would make visits to the school. It's just a less hands-on approach to GSE managing the school. Yeah, where we would have somebody on the ground in the school, sort of managing. Yeah. I can show. I have a brochure of that. If I don't know if I sent it to you or not, so I can send that to you after this meeting if you'd like. It gives a bit more of an explanation of Smart School.
Oh, can you show us? I mean, in the screen.
So yeah, that's a better idea, isn't it? 2 seconds. So yeah. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so here are the focuses based on the SMART. So strategic management, multicultural educational models, academics, research-based best practice, and 21st century learning. So that's what our focuses are in the Smart School model. So if we come down here, so like I said, operations and documents, policies and procedures, any emergency plans, and all of this is related to the local environment as well and the local education ministry. So any staff handbooks and guides, job descriptions for personnel. Again, we'll come into accreditation and any licensing that might need to be done. Curriculum advisory. benchmarking. So again, it's coming down in plan. We would observe teachers and create evaluations as well. If there needs to be advice on classroom resources, we can provide that as well. Again, we can set up all websites, email, social media. We can do marketing brochures. So 24/7 online guidance and support from our directors as well for somebody else in the team. Branding as well, so maybe at the bottom of the website or any marketing materials as well. Curriculum overviews. Sorry, there's GSE management in there, so that would be upgrading to like the full management model. But we would talk with parents, do community meetings as well, interviewing, hiring, with the principal or head of school doing evaluations as well. Yeah, and sorry, like we said, teacher and administration recruitment. Like I said, Shanna down the bottom here is a curriculum expert. Greg does a lot of the pre-operation phases of our schools, and then myself as well, most of the pre-operation aspects of the school. So that, in a nutshell, is basically the smart school model. Rather than a full day-to-day running of the school, it's more of a shortened version, basically. Yeah.
And how much
But I
it
can,
costs
yeah.
to implement all this smart school?
Smart school. Sorry, let me send you a cost. I don't think I have it on me at the moment. To my boss, Greg, he'll be able to get back to you a cost today, or a rough cost anyway for that. Yeah, I'll send you a WhatsApp later today with that cost on it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like implementing all the smart school is not like it's different with school management. I mean, it's different. You mentioned about school management, all the responsibility.
So yeah, like school management is all of that and more. It's because we would have somebody from GSE in the country, on the ground, in the school, all the time, basically. Whereas the smart school model would be, we're not there all the time. We would make visits into the country certain times a year, but you would have this sort of online presence as well, so face to face, or obviously WhatsApp groups and things like that, where you could shoot questions or teachers can. Where you could questions off to our members of staff as well. Yeah, so it's more. That's all I'm. Okay, let me. I'm just going to share my screen again. Okay, Can you see that one?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is an example of one of the teacher development programs that we have that we're going to begin running in. We're doing it in Bahrain at the moment, but it's something that we're going to be doing in Saudi Arabia quite soon too. So you can see this line here that we're also certified American TESOL training partner. So at the end of one of these courses, for example, teachers would get that certificate to say that they've done American TESOL training. So this is sort of a bit of a guide, and I'll be honest, I'm not the expert in the teacher training. That will be Shanna. But you can sort of see what would be involved in some of it based on the titles here as well. So it goes through simple lesson objective and assessment to improving participation, how to introduce new content, Bloom's taxonomy, classroom management, obviously being an important thing, Marzano's high yield strategies, also for helping teaching English as well, and then obviously assessments and then bringing everything together. So this is one of the examples, I guess, that of what we're doing in terms of teacher development and training. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, if it was something that you were incredibly keen to do, it would be more beneficial for you to get on a call with Shanna herself, and she would be able to explain in a much higher capacity what she would focus with your teachers and staff as well. Yeah.
So Sana is,
I'll see if there's any more documents. Yeah.
okay. So Sana is the one who are in charge for teachers training.
Yeah, so Shanna's the co-founder of the company, but she's an expert in training, teacher training, and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. And then what about the franchising? I mean, we do you have? I mean, the brand of school that's just like, for instance, Montessori or what? What are the school that you franchise actually?
Yeah, so we don't have a brand name that we franchise.
Oh, okay. So what do you mean with school franchise? BSE school franchise. What do you mean?
Yeah, so it's more that it's something, to be honest, it's maybe that we have we need to update our documentation. We're not really doing school franchises because we don't have a name that we would franchise out in the way that, well, we represent a number of private schools in the UK and the US, for example. So independent, high fee paying schools in the UK and the US who they want to move and have a campus abroad somewhere. So we represent them in helping them franchise their name out into different areas of the world. So that's part of the franchise. But normally when we're working with individuals like yourself, we would work with you to create a brand on its own. But you already have you sort of already have a brand as well. But if you wanted to create a new brand that, for example, it was more internationally minded, for example, then we would work with you to create a brand rather than franchise anything out. But in terms of the management and the expertise, that's still obviously all involved. It's just not necessarily a franchise, if that makes sense. But we're not really selling sort of selling a name, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like franchise that coming to my mind is like we buy a brand of okay.
Yeah, no, sorry, I guess it's it's not exactly like that. Yeah, the franchises come when we work with our partners in the UK or the US, and we find a investor that wants a fancy British school to come into their city or whatever and set up a campus there. So it's not like a GSE brand or anything like that. Yeah. But we work with our partners to do that. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, uh, coming back to the curriculum, international primary curriculum that GSE implement is come back to either Cambridge, IB, or all those brand, right?
Yeah, so we can do Cambridge, American, IB, Australian, Canadian. We do
Don't
have
you have, I
partners
mean,
in.
a specific, sorry, don't you have a specific
Yeah.
like Islamic institution? Sorry.
No, I'm afraid not. Maybe
Okay.
in the future, because we're doing a lot of work in Saudi Arabia at the moment. So there's a chance
Okay.
that in the future we would be able to do something like that, or maybe even in the future we could link you up to groups over there that might have something similar. But that's not going to be soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is GSE also managed to like bridging our school to have to get like sister school or doing partnership with abroad school?
Yeah. It's something we can look into. I guess we've never done it before, but that doesn't mean that we can't. It just so our schools in Saudi Arabia are so we'll be setting up three or four new schools in the next 18 months, 2 years. That's where I can sort of see the connection being, rather than immediately right now. But yeah, I don't wouldn't be able to do something like that in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of relationship will create, I mean, a value to our school and also hopefully to the counterpart.
Yeah, exactly. And all we just need to be aware of is that everybody's on the same page, and that it works for your school and it works for their school and things. So, but yeah, no, we could, yeah,
for
it's not
instance,
happening now, but later
we
maybe.
can have like, I mean, it's like 2 years or student exchange and also yeah, managing like that student exchange.
Yeah, sure. No, no, that would be good. It's just that we just don't have anything like that right now. Yeah, but in the future, yeah, we could certainly see how that might work. Yeah.
If you can manage, I mean, to create a bridging of partnership of our school with, for instance, with school that GSE manage, for instance, with Kings in Malaysia, with in UK, in US, or in Saudi Arabia. So so we can have like an MOU with that, and we can have student exchange and many more actually.
Sure. Yeah. Let me. I can have a little more of a think about that and see. It's not something that I'd previously considered. So yeah, I can sort of think about that and let you know. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Miss Loli or Mr. Harry, do you have any question actually?
Yes, I have a question. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Mr. How can I call you? Mr. Ducan?
Just Duncan is fine. Yeah.
Okay. So, what kind of school do you operate in Malaysia or Saudi Arabia? I mean, is it like elementary
They are.
school?
So they're
Second question
sorry.
is it possible?
Your voice is not good.
And
Yeah.
oh, sorry, the bandwidth is so low here.
That's okay.
Okay, do you hear me? Is it clear?
Yeah, I can hear you again now. Your first question was what type of schools that we operate? Like, are they?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So just to answer that bit first. So they're K-12 schools, so kindergarten through to grade 12. Our school in Malaysia runs Cambridge, and it's a full international school with expatriate teachers and some local teachers. Our schools in Saudi Arabia are also they are going to be sort of mid-range price schools, so there'll be a mix of expats and a mix of local teachers, and they're more than likely going to be running Cambridge curriculum as well, just because they're at that mid bracket. We are the school that we're going to be running in North Africa will be an international baccalaureate school, but all of them are K-12 schools.
And is it possible for us, because we are here at Pak Irfan Soleh say that we are Islamic boarding school, and is it possible for you to lead our school by your company, because you don't have a specific like Islamic school like that, and is it possible?
Sorry, for us to sort of in order for us to operate the school, although we don't have the specific experience of running an Islamic school itself, that's where we would be. That's where we come in more as just consultants on the educational side of things. But it's certainly still a partnership with you as well. So you will still understand the local environment, the local curriculum better than we would. But we would be sort of there certainly over the international side of things in order to make sure that that is all correct. But again, there needs to be some crossover where you are the experts in your Islamic curriculum. That's not necessarily our forte, but certainly all of the international side of it, then we can do. Yeah.
All right. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
So in GSC, don't you have, a team who are expert in Islamic institution?
No, not specifically in Islamic institution. No.
Okay, thank you. Mr. He?
All right. I think what you explained about is very clear, and also we can understand about what spoken before. Maybe after we hearing about the complete information based on your informations, would you mind if maybe you send us some maybe offer letter or the letter of corporations, and maybe after that we can do more step after we
Sure.
are knowing about our institutions, because I think after we hear you about these informations, we need to more now, especially about the tuitions maybe for the fee, because we need to more prepare if in case we do the corporations which are institutions. I think
Sure.
for me and like that.
Sure. So yeah, now that I also understand more about what it is that you are wanting, or we can maybe give you a range of different proposals that takes it from really simple, here is how to do Cambridge and some teacher training, through to here's what it costs for a smart school model, and then also here's what it costs for everything. So maybe we can give you a different, like a range of different ideas. Yeah.
Yes, and also cost the for
Okay.
for bridging. I mean, our school doing like
Yeah,
things and
yeah, that would be difficult. That would be difficult to get you a cost now because I guess we haven't ever really thought about it yet. Let me talk to Greg. I'll throw him that idea and we'll see.
Okay.
It's more that, yeah, I'm not sure how we would price it at the moment. That's all. Yeah, maybe that can come a little bit later. Yeah, but I'll do certainly a range of options for you. Yeah.
For instance, if I visit Malaysia, is that okay? If I mean, can you give us a recommendation to visit your school, your King's
Yeah,
school in Malaysia? Because
yeah. You just need to let us know when if you're
Okay.
going there or want to go there, and our principal would be there to sort of show you around and talk to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Just need to give us a bit of time to
Yes, we
prepare.
want to know about the tuition fees for the student over there in order to I mean or to cover all the costs.
Yeah.
That we
Yeah.
spend.
No, for sure.
Okay.
No, for sure. Yeah. If you wanted to do something like that, then yeah, just let us know and would be able to arrange something. Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, we do need like a business model, the example of
Yeah.
business model. So we
Mhm.
yeah, to cover the ROI and many things.
Yeah. No, and if we went into sort of partnership and you wanted to do a new school or something, we'd be able to build you up that model as well. But I can give you advice on different things. So if you ever have a question about a business model or where costs are and things like that, just send me a message. I can always just drop you some advice through WhatsApp or an email. Don't worry about that. That's fine.
From Malaysians' experience, how many years the ROI?
Usually, it was the school in Malaysia was a bit different because COVID made a big impact. We were only open for 18 months and then COVID hit, so it made a big difference. But normally, when we're running our financial modeling, you would hit profit somewhere between year 3 and year 5, probably. Yeah.
Okay. After 5 years.
Yeah, about 3 to 4, sometimes maybe 5. Yeah, more like 3 to 4. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to be running at a loss to begin with. It depends on a number of different factors, for example, but that tends to be where most new schools will fall between. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you have any other questions like that, please just let me know. I can offer my advice anyway. Yeah.
Okay, I think enough for me or any other information that we have to know actually from you.
I don't think so. If I find anything else out, I'll send it straight through to you.
Okay.
But leave some. I'll get some proposals going and things, and be able to send them to you soon. Hopefully, yeah.
Okay. Miss Loli,
Yeah.
Miss Rizka, do you have any question, Miss Rizka? No. Okay, I think.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Duncan, yeah.
Yeah, Duncan. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Yeah.
Thank you
No. Yeah.
so much
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate
for
it.
your information.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not a problem. Anytime. Just let me know if you've got any more questions or need any clarification.
I still hope you can visit our school here in Ciamis in West Java.
Yeah.
Because
well,
Sure.
if I'm
you
close,
are in
then I
Jakarta,
can.
right?
Yeah, I'm in Jakarta. Yeah. So yeah, maybe I can
Yes.
come and visit one of these days. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come and visit,
Yeah.
maybe by train.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Yeah, I would love to do that. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Duncan. Thank you.
Okay. No problem. Thank you, everyone. Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Sir, would you mind to take a picture first before we close the Zoom meeting together?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
On my count, 1, 2, Great. One more, please. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Do you finish? Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah.
See you.
Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.